You know that feeling? You leave a date or finish a text conversation, and your brain just won't stop spinning. Is he actually interested? Or am I just imagining things? We've all been there. And the worst part isn't the uncertainty itself, it's the mental gymnastics that follow. You replay every little moment, every glance, every message, trying to figure out what it all means. You second guess yourself, you ask your friends, you get 5 different opinions, and end up even more confused than before. The problem isn't that men are impossible to read. It's that we were taught to wait for grand romantic gestures, the movie moment, the big confession, the dramatic declaration. But that's not how most men actually operate. They communicate in much quieter, subtler ways. They test the water before they dive in. They let their actions speak before their words ever catch up. They try to hide what they're feeling, sometimes even from themselves. But here's the thing, psychology doesn't lie. The body always tells the truth, even when the mouth stays silent. And once you know what to look for, you'll never be left guessing again. If you want to understand the secrets of the male mind and never again wonder what he's really feeling, subscribe to this channel right now. Turn on the notification bell because every single week I bring you the psychological keys that will give you complete control over your love life. No more guessing, no more overthinking, just clarity. Now, let's get straight to the point. Sign number 1, the reaction gaze. Here's something most people never think to pay attention to, but once you know about it, you'll notice it everywhere. In a group setting, when something funny happens, when someone tells a surprising story, when there's an unexpected moment of any kind, people instinctively look toward the person they feel most connected to. It's a completely automatic response. Your brain wants to share the experience with whoever matters most in the room. So watch where his eyes go first in those split-second moments. If they find you, even from across the room, even before he's had time to think about it, that's not coincidence. That's his subconscious showing its hand. And when you're talking one-on-one, pay attention to his eye contact. There's a difference between polite attention and genuine fascination. If he holds your gaze just a beat longer than feels entirely neutral, if there's that slight hesitation before he looks away, that extra second is significant. Research shows that prolonged eye contact triggers the release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone, the same chemical involved in attachment and deep connection. He may not even be aware he's doing it. His body is doing the talking for him. Sign number 2, subconscious mirroring. This one is almost impossible to fake because it happens entirely below the level of conscious thought. When someone is genuinely drawn to another person, their brain begins to synchronize with them almost automatically. It's called behavioral mirroring, and it's one of the most studied phenomena in social psychology. Watch if he mirrors your posture when you sit across from him. Notice if he picks up his drink right after you pick up yours. Pay attention to whether his speaking pace slows down or speeds up to match yours. If you lean in during a conversation, does he lean in too? If you cross your arms, does his body follow? These micro adjustments aren't choreographed. They're the brain's way of saying, I am deeply attuned to this person. I feel safe with them. I want to be in sync with them. It's one of the clearest signals the nervous system sends when real attraction is present. You can't fake subconscious mirroring. You can only notice it and know exactly what it means. Sign number 3, the accidental touch. Falling for someone creates a powerful, almost magnetic pull toward physical closeness, and men who are trying to hide their feelings will often test the waters through what appears to be completely casual, incidental contact. A light touch on your arm when he's making a point, his shoulder brushing against yours when there was plenty of room to keep distance, choosing the seat right next to you in a room full of empty chairs, his hand briefly at the small of your back when you're walking through a crowd. None of these look like much on their own. That's the point. They're designed to be deniable to him as much as to you, but they're not accidental. What's happening is that his nervous system is trying to close the physical gap between you without exposing the emotional one. He's testing whether you pull away or whether you stay. Your response tells him everything he needs to know about whether it's safe to want you. Sign number 4, the shift in his voice. boss is one of the most underrated signs, and most people miss it completely because they're focused on what he's saying rather than how he's saying it. Listen, really listen, to the quality of his voice when he's talking to you versus when he's talking to his friends, or a coworker, or a stranger. Research in vocal psychology has shown that people's voices change in measurable, detectable ways around individuals they're attracted to. His tone might get a little softer, a little warmer around the edges. The slight edge he might carry in everyday conversation tends to disappear. His humor surfaces more easily. That playful, teasing quality that only seems to show up when he's relaxed and genuinely enjoying himself. He might even talk a little slower, savoring the conversation rather than rushing through it. None of this is a performance. It's his emotional state bleeding through the one place most people forget to guard: the sound of their own voice. Sign number 5, the silent protector. There are certain behaviors that are deeply wired into how men express care, and they tend to surface precisely when feelings haven't been verbalized yet. It's as though the body finds a way to protect what the heart isn't ready to announce. Does he guide you through a crowded room with a gentle presence near your back, not touching, just close? Does he walk on the street side of the sidewalk without ever being asked, without even thinking about it? Does he notice when your glass is empty before you do, or when you seem uncomfortable and quietly without making a show of it? Do something to fix it. Does he make sure you got home safe? Check in after a late night? Remember that you had something stressful coming up and ask how it went? These aren't grand gestures. They're small, consistent acts of quiet attention. And they don't show up for people he's indifferent to. They show up when someone has started to matter, really matter, in a way that he might not even have words for yet. Sign number 6, the memory bank. This one is deceptively simple, but it is one of the most honest signals on this entire list. Our brains are ruthlessly efficient. They filter out enormous amounts of information every single day just to keep us functional. We remember what our minds decide is worth keeping, and our minds make that decision based almost entirely on emotional significance. So if he remembers something small you mentioned in passing weeks ago, a book you said you'd been meaning to read, a restaurant you mentioned loving when you were a kid, an offhand comment about something stressful going on with your family, something you said once and then completely forgot you ever said, he has been paying attention at a level that goes far beyond polite conversation. He's been filing you away, storing the details, building a picture of you in his mind and returning to it. People do not hold on to the details of someone they're not emotionally invested in. His memory is a direct map of exactly where his feelings are. Sign number 7, and this is the final boss. His friends already know you. This is perhaps the most definitive sign of all, and here's why. Men in general do not casually bring people up in conversation with their close friends. They don't mention someone once and move on. If you come up at all, it's because you've been on his mind enough that it leaked into the places he doesn't guard as carefully. His group chat, his conversations at the gym, the stories he tells over a beer. So if you meet his friends for the first time and they already know your name, if they reference something you apparently told him weeks ago, if they have a sense of who you are before you've even been formally introduced, pay attention. That means you've been showing up in spaces you were never in. You've been the topic of conversations you weren't part of. You are not a footnote in his life right now. You are the main story. And his friends have been hearing chapters of it whether they asked to or not. Remember this, one sign on its own can always be explained away. 2 might still be coincidence, but 4 or more? He is in it. He just hasn't found the courage to say so yet, or he's still convincing himself that what he's feeling is manageable. It's not. If you've been noticing any of these signs, drop your story in the comments below. Tell me what you're seeing, and I'll tell you what it means. And in the next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to make him finally take the initiative and close the distance without you having to say a single word, without games, without pressure, and without losing any of your power in the process. You do not want to miss that one. See you there.